Story Sherlock Holmes, Crimes and Punishment.
That thing. Riddle. I advise you don't try to go and talk to him. If he did, he RKO'd it. He'll do it again. Leave him alone. I knew it was coming. And y'all fans ain't no better. Cheering for RKO. Half of y'all cheering RKO, and half of y'all was cheering RK Bro.
Yeah.
You should examine the body of Eustace Jones.
Y'all niggas need to make up your mind, man. Which one y'all wanted to see? Y'all wanted to see Riddle?
RKO come back. And they didn't care who it was.
They don't mean RKO the person who helped you, man. Riddle helped you.
And they laughed about it.
Riddle fucking helped you. If it wasn't for Riddle, Almas would have got involved.
Yeah, he would.
So maybe, Randy, maybe you should look back at that. If it wasn't for Riddle.
These wine bottles are expensive and useless in France. This candlestick is valuable. It is interesting. It's not also stolen.
Oh my. Oh really?
An empty silverware box. It appears that the intruders have stolen the contents.
Well, it must be true. The real ain't spoke on her head.
Nobody cares about Juliet. Might just need to find somebody there.
I want him for who he is. Not for what he can do for him. Oh, it's gonna be hard for him to trust a woman. Unless he get the right one. But he ain't gonna spend all his money on them like he did her.
And Jaleel look like Jaleel look like she's just there for the money.
He said he paid her to shoot that just for the videos.
Sailors
Videos make money.
That's interesting. This road was handled by the murderers. We need a scent hound to follow their trail.
I can't do it.
Take it with me.
And take care of the baby. Take care of him. What do you need it done? You want to do everything, then what more can a woman want?
This is the chair that Lady Brackensaw was tied to. So, Watson, what have you learned from examining Sir Eustace's body?
That's the man
I can
I
confirm that the death was instant. Sir Eustace was facing his attacker when he received the blow to his head. No other apparent injuries.
It appears that the bell rope was cut by someone taller than me. a fur trader's cabin. This glass has some wine traces, but no visible leeswing. Chateau Calon-Ségur, French wine, Grand Cru. There is beeswing at the bottom, as if the wine had not been decanted before being poured. This glass has some wine traces, but no visible beeswing. It is a spray. Only one of these glasses has dregs of beeswing inside it, while the other two are clear. A decanter standing next to the open bottle, and several prepared indeed. Quite a large stick, a barefoot. He had therefore been in bed and did not have time to fully dress. That must be the murder weapon. The head was cracked with the force of the blow. This door leads to the upstairs bedrooms. Apparently the criminals did not venture there. A hunting scene. A bottle of wine is missing here. The criminals did not thoroughly ransack the house. They only took a little silverware.
Let's go to the street. Let's go home right quick. I gotta go examine some of the house.
Let us see how the rope was cut. The fibers at the end of the rope are smoothly cut. Let us try to find out what tool was used to cut the rope. The fibers from this cut appear to be different. The fibers from this cut appear to be different. If I cut the robe with a knife, it matches the original.
Okay. So now,
This is where I keep my post.
alright, so now let's get back to there. Let's go back into here. Go back over there.
So I want you to take Toby for a walk.
Come on, Toby. We need the best nose in the British Empire on this case.
I'm late for the movie.
Like we got Toby. We take it Toby. Oh shit. Wait.
He's a ham dog. He's a good man.
Yeah.
What's that? You know, he's that's why they got him. He's a ham dog. He can sniff out anything.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Straight to it.
Okay, hold on. It might not be in here.
So we were too. I put back in about how money. Yeah, it's probably not outside. A rumble or whatever he's looking for. He's sniffing it out. Let's see if he gonna find it. Or it's close or somewhere.
The intruders entered the shed for some reason, where they were making off with the silverware. Brave. The best nose in the British Empire.
Sniffed it out in his head. So he said, now take it back home. Ain't done it yet. Ain't done it yet.
What else? Okay, it's taking me back outside.
What he was looking for wasn't that night. What he was looking feeling better now. Let's stop messing with you. Now once you settle down and know what it's gonna do.
The intruder's trail is lost behind this wall. The criminals left the house through the French window. They walked to the shed, then across to the well, before fleeing by climbing over the wall. Architecture is such a wild-up route.
They lost the imagination on that wall.
Bags of seed. Some empty bags were recently moved. This hook might be useful.
No.
Small gardening tools, nothing of great interest. This old suitcase sounds hollow. It must be empty. There's something glittering at the bottom there, but how can I reach it? If only I had something with which I could lift that object. If only I had something with which I could lift that object. The wheel handle is old and rusty. It seems to be used infrequently. If only I had something with which I could lift that object. If only I had something with which I could lift that object. The best nose in the British Empire. There's something glittering at the bottom there, but how can I reach it? The wheel handle is open. If only I had something with which I could lift that object.
Got it.
Silverware. This is hardly a coincidence. The Brackenstall coat of arms. It appears that we have found the stolen silverware. Well, Inspector, this case proved to be a simple one after all.
You think it's the Randall gang then?
Yes,
I'll put my men on it straight away.
I'll leave that to you, Inspector. After all, you have handled this matter quite brilliantly.
Oh, thank you, Mr. Evans. I do appreciate it.
Holmes, for heaven's sake, whatever's going on?
Oh, hello, Watson. You're early. Did you kill all of your patients?
What? Holmes, where have all these wretched bees come from?
I increased the temperature of the room so as to prevent them from hibernating. I needed to take a sample of honey. But it worked, Watson. We will have honey all year round.
Ridiculous and dangerous.
They're domestic bees, Apis mellifera, such industrious workers. Anyway, Watson, I am sorry, but I must leave you. I'm in rather a hurry.
You have a new case?
Yes, but nothing as thrilling as this experiment. A theft of plants at the Royal Botanic Gardens in Kew. I'm helping a minister who's an old friend of mine. You can join me if you like.
Well, I'll admit that I'd far rather accompany you than remain alone here with these workers of yours. Besides, you'll need a helping hand with the flowers you're intending to bring back.
Watson, however did you guess?
For the great Sherlock Holmes to bother with the theft of plants. Come on, admit that you're planning to spoil your little bees with some rare pollens.
Since when did I become so transparent? Let us go.
Well, I'll admit that I'd far rather accompany Well, here we are at the Royal Botanic Gardens. There's no doubt that this place is beautiful, but are you really intent on investigating the theft of the plants?
Yes, of course.
What are we doing now?
Let us find someone who could help us.
Don't touch anything else, is that clear? Just go and get a bucket of fertilizer. And without turning it over this time. Good day to you, gentlemen. How may I help you? If you are here for a visit, please do come back on Sunday.
I am afraid that it cannot wait. My name is Sherlock Holmes, and this is my friend and colleague, Dr. Watson. We are investigating the theft of plants that took place here 5 days ago. A remarkable collection, I believe.
So you're the one in charge, eh?
A small favour for a friend. Now, to whom do I have the pleasure of speaking?
I am Martin Hamish. I am the Deputy Director of Kew Gardens. And that fellow yonder is Albert. He works here.
I am delighted to meet you. What can you tell us about the plants?
They were rare and exceptional plants. We presented them at our last exhibition. We haven't removed the stone yet. It's still in the large glasshouse. We only learned of their disappearance the evening after the exhibition, and nobody saw anything.
No doors were forced.
No, but I would imagine that for a thief it would be fairly easy to gain entry, for there are no guards here.
Well, if you don't mind, we will take a look. Now, you say that it is in a large glass house.
Yes, the one just behind me. Just a second, since Albert has nothing else to do. Albert, show these gentlemen where the exhibition was held.
How many people work here?
Only myself, but occasionally 2 students, Albert, whom you have met, and Miss White.
Here it is. This is the place where the stolen plants were exhibited.
Thank you. Is there something the matter?
Yes, there is. All right, the plants were valuable and rare, but it seems to me that the tragedy that took place here only 2 days ago has been entirely forgotten already.
What tragedy are you referring to?
The director of Kew Gardens, Mr. Montague Dunn, he died here just 2 days ago.
We're very sorry. Not aware. The two of you were good friends?
He was my father.
Oh dear. Our condolences. We should not
Not that man. This is different case now, man.
You say that he
I beat that case.
here
I'm gonna chapter
in the large
5.
glass house.
Holmes.
Yes, just here, near the door to the Colonial French. He suffered a heart attack. Just like that. So suddenly. It was terrible. Excuse me, gentlemen, but I cannot remain here. If you need me, I'll be in the reserve. That's the room next to the front of the large greenhouse.
Of course, we understand. The plants were here. All of them were stolen.
Do not touch. Do not touch.
Here is a list of the stolen plants.
What should we do next, Holmes?
According to Albert, this is where his father, Montague Dunn, was found dead. Soil. It should have come from a flower pot. The soil on the side of this flower shelf is the same as that on the ground. The door was smashed at shoulder height. This door handle is new. It was recently changed.
The traces are thinner in some places. These boot marks are fresh. It appears as though someone was dragging their feet. The footprints reveal that someone staggered here. The ensconce was breached near the hand. The door was forced from the inside of the colonial collection. The handle was changed afterwards.
I think we need to inspect the colonial collection.
Very strange. The smell is strong. It is a detergent. This broken fragment was the result of a heavy blow. A fragment of marble, most likely chipped from a statue or sculpture. These windows were perfectly cleaned. Part of this greenhouse was emptied and thoroughly cleaned. The smell is strong. It is a detergent. These windows were perfectly cleaned. According to this, they have light and moisture control in some parts of the building.
What should we...
This sign is broken. Something heavy was dropped upon it. These plants come from all the territories of the British Empire. These trees, with their roots in water, must originate from Louisiana.
Ah, yes, the bayou. I remember our visit in the case of the Awakened.
These windows were perfectly These boot marks are fresh. It appears as though someone was dragging their feet. No, it wasn't like that. No, it wasn't like that. According to this, they have light and moisture control in some parts of the building. Can I help you, gentlemen? Locked.
According to this, they have light and moisture control in some parts of the building. Water lily greenhouse.
What should we do, Nick?
Get out the way. Damn.
What should we do? What should we do?
If you get your punk ass out the way.
No, it wasn't like that. According to this, dry tropics. Dry tropics. There is a smell of burning. The symbol is not from Kew Gardens. A broom handle was half burned. The remains of a picture frame. A protective mask. A door handle? Why would anyone throw such a thing in the fire? The door handles of the colonial collection and that of the fireplace are made of the same material. The plants were set alight fairly recently. Some have not completely burned. Someone set it alight, but it did not burn. Colonial collection. Palm house. Dry tropics. Water lily greenhouse. Seed house. Ventilation system. Nursery. Director's office, clinical and laboratory. Reserve. Locked. Seed house. Nursery. Locked. A water tank. A ventilation system. It should regulate the temperature of the staff buildings. A ventilation system. It should regulate the temperature of the staff buildings. A ventilation system. It should regulate the temperature of the staff buildings. Seed house. Locked. These flower pots are beautiful. They are intended to be used for exhibition purposes. The symbol is not from Kew Gardens. The smell is strong. It is a detergent. The soil on the side of this flower shelf is the same as that on the ground. Fragments of a flower pot. It fell down here. This pot was broken fairly recently. A flower pot recently fell down from these shelves and was misplaced. No, it wasn't like that. 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 No, it wasn't like that.
And he had an eye for this. The vessels and the pupil of the eye is quite small. No, it wasn't like that.
What about the other cases? Like, the murders? And then what? No. Better? Did I see it now?
No, it wasn't like that. No, it wasn't like
What
that.
am I doing? I need to check that before. Look at that. So, I'm looking at it wrong. I'm thinking it was one guy and another guy chased after him, but it was just one. And I'm missing something. There you go.
No, it wasn't like that. The traces are thinner in some places. These wood marks are fresh. It appears as though someone was dragging their feet. The footprints reveal that someone staggered here. All the clues around here are quite suspicious. I need my imagination to make sense of it all.
I visualize John's death. I know I can do it, so it should be complete, right? Determine the blank step under the bench based on details you have together. There's the knowledge. Fine. I do it now.
This reconstruction reveals a disturbing fact. Montague Dunn damaged the door of the Colonial Collection Room. He was in a panic, or the door was locked. Was it an accident, or a murder then, I wonder? I think we need to inspect the Colonial Collection. These wood marks are fresh. It appears as though someone was dragging their feet.
No, I got it wrong. I'm thinking it was one guy and another guy.
The traces are thinner in some places. These wood marks are fresh. It appears as though someone was dragging their feet.
I'm missing something.
The traces are thinner in some places.
There you go.
The traces are thinner in some places. This sign was broken. Something heavy was dropped upon it. These wood marks are fresh. Someone fell violently against the sign, and they were injured in the clash. Most likely a head wound. All the clues around here are quite suspicious. I need my imagination to make sense of it all.
Alright, boom, here we go.
No, it wasn't like that. This reconstruction reveals a disturbing fact. Montague Dunn damaged the door of the Colonial Collection room.
He was in a panic, or the door was locked. Was it an accident or a murder then, I wonder?
No.
I asked Inspector Lestrade to take Montague Dunn's body to Scotland Yard.
It's ready for autopsy then.
First of all, let us carry out an external examination. There are no suspicious marks on the chest. Let us finish our external examination so that we can proceed with the autopsy. Nothing suspicious here. No reds, stains, or bruises. The vessels and the pupil of the eye appear quite normal. There is an injury to the skull, most probably caused by the foreman of the water lily greenhouse. The air from the lungs carries a faint floral aroma. Now, let us examine the internal organs. The heart's blood vessels show no pathological signs. The heart tissue shows no visible pathological signs. The lungs are congested and edematous. The tissue on the inferior lobe of the right lung is damaged, most probably caused by toxins from an unknown plant. The liver is enlarged. It would seem that he was suffering from alcohol addiction. The liver tissue is brown. There are no visible pathological signs. The stomach tissues show no visible pathological signs.
There is a small amount of contact. It appears that he breakfasted lightly, only a short while before his death. Suspicions have been substantiated. Montague Dunn, the director of Kew Gardens, died from poison, plant poison to be more exact.
You mean
Yes, it is murder.
we should form the Stride?
Yes, but do remember, Watson, that I discovered the murder. The challenge was mine.
The challenge, Holmes.
We need to locate that deadly blunt. Such a perfect murder appeals to me.
Murder of any kind appeals to you. Is that all we need to do?
No, we also have the people working at Kew Gardens, Martin Hamish, and the son of the victim, Albert Dunn.
And also Miss White, of whom we spoke with Mr. Hamish. Should we bring them all here for interrogation?
No, a few innocuous questions at Kew will suffice, as well as a discreet delve into their personal affairs. Yes, Watson, it is time now to open the doors.
Even those in the Stride building. I suppose that is necessary.
We should also be concerned with the victim himself. After all, we don't know very much about Montague Dunn.
You're enjoying this already, aren't you?
More
Whatever, man. What's up? Gotta go to that 4 art class in the morning. I guess. That's what he claimed he go on Monday.
You traveling by no way here to go.
Pretty good.
And the next is real smart.
Terry calling.
Very collar. Unmarried, ring. Because he unmarried, he ain't married.
Alright.
Garden hand.
Let's interrogate this motherfucker.
Mr. Hamish, can you explain to us
I don't got my hat on this time. I'm
It
serious.
seems somewhat depleted.
But, most likely maintenance work, tidying up.
You're not sure then that you're the deputy director?
Well, I am busy. I cannot be everywhere at once.
Albert told us about the tragic death of Mr. Dunn, the late director of Kew Gardens.
Tragic indeed. His heart attack was quite unexpected.
As deputy director, how is your relationship with Montague Dunn?
To be honest with you, Mr. Holmes, it could have been better. You see, every Tuesday he would carry out his inspection of the gardens. It was solely to make an impression, great pretense that he cared at all. He would give out absurd orders, ignoring anyone else's opinion. He would then disappear for the rest of the week. He was what some might call a man of action. I'd say rather he was overzealous and chaotic. So after all, it was no wonder perhaps that he ended up like that, if you take into consideration his kind of lifestyle.
You mentioned that Mr. Dunn led a particular lifestyle.
Well, it's no secret that he enjoyed celebrating, shall we say. He was a member of the London Smart Set. He was famous for it. That and He had an eye for the ladies, but loved himself. Mr. Hamish, can you tell us who holds the keys to the locked greenhouses? That would be Albert, Mr. Dunn's son. Yes, Albert keeps all the keys. One can only imagine why. What do you mean? Well, he was never interested in Kew Gardens before. And now all of a sudden he's trying to act as if he owns the place. I think he wants to take over the management here. You'd do better to leave that to me. He has no experience. No, none at all. You tell me, Mr. Hamish, do you grow the more deadly variety of plant here? You mean insectivorous? Yes, there's nothing odd. Thank you, Mr. Hamish. We shall continue our investigation.
Mr. Hamish. Let's go talk to the son.
Locked. 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 Locked.
Red eyes. Clean hands.
Who is Miss Margaret White?
She's the young lady who studies with me. She visits here sometimes to help out with the greenhouses. In fact, she should be here today. She wants to work at the seed house. That's the small greenhouse across from the large glass house.
Do you work here?
Yes, but part-time only. I'm also studying botany at the University of London.
You're following in your father's footsteps, then that is coming.
But even if botany is not my strongest suit, people who say that I could be a good manager.
We noticed that a part of the colonial collection has been cleared.
At the moment I'm just dealing with the stories, but I don't know much about the other films.
I imagine that your relationship with your father may have been a strained one.
Yes. I cannot say that he was a kind man. He never listened to me at all. He forced me to work here. Now, after his death, I've been pondering it over. Perhaps he wasn't so wrong about me after all. I have to follow his path. I have to manage Kew Gardens. I can do it. I can be as good as any other who works here.
Would you please tell us about Martin Hamish, the Deputy Director?
Well, I have to tell you that Mr. Hamish is not and has never been the Deputy Director of Kew Gardens. My father would not have tolerated it.
Indeed. That is most interesting. He told us that he was.
Yes, because he believes that the management should be passed down to him now that my father is dead. But in actual fact, Mr. Hamish only has the honour of being the garden's longest-serving employee. In fact, if we are to think logically at all, it should be me who takes over the management of Kew Gardens.
Do you not have a good relationship with Mr. Hamish?
I suppose so. We have very little in common. Mr. Hamish loves his plants and Kew Gardens. I cannot say that I share his passion.
I see. And how was his relationship with your father?
Oh, he hated my father. It was obvious. He would be furious whenever my father posted Kew Gardens in the newspapers or at conferences. He was convinced that my father was stealing all of the credit for himself. But my father treated Mr. Hamish in the same way as he treated anyone. Dismissively, with indifference.
Do you hold the keys to all of these locked doors?
Yes, you can have them. But I cannot give you the keys to the cloakroom. The employees' affairs are private. I'm sure you understand.
Thank you, young man. We shall see you again soon. Newspapers discussing Kew Gardens. Champagne? Montague Dunn had good taste. French wine, a remarkable vintage. I suggest that we don't tell Miss Margaret White about this document. A photograph of Montague Dunn and Reynolds Hamish. Love it. There was a bottle here. It left behind a trace of the substance that pervaded the laboratory. Several drops of the substance were spilled. Someone carried this bottle around. Several drops of the substance were spilled. Someone carried this bottle around.
Gold dust. Good heavens. What's it doing here?
The gold is almost immune to chemical attacks, so it may be a valuable auxiliary for various experiments.
But why would anyone perform such experiments in a botanical garden?
The bottle is no longer here, but it is possible to detect a faint scent. We need a good nose. This is a table for experiments. It resembles my own.
Oh, this one is kept in good order. photograph used for voice recording. Remarkable.
Yes, this is quite a modern laboratory. I don't hear anything. I don't hear anything. I don't hear anything. I don't hear anything. Study report. A study report by Martin English. Chemicals, a sufficient quantity for some serious experiments. A botany book. This student's book belongs to Albert. Locked. It does not matter. Open. Martin Hamish's locker. Father and I, Kew Gardens. A review on rare and exotic plants. Martin Hamish has written several pieces. Martin Hamish studied chemistry. Interesting. Albert's locker. Young Albert standing with a woman in front of London University. Specialist articles on shipyards and ship construction. Albert Dunn has a great passion for shipbuilding and the sea. A rejection letter from the British Royal Naval College. Miss White's locker. Apparently, Miss White is a capable student. A draft of the letter that Miss White sent to her parents. These jewels must be worth a small fortune. A vanity purse. It is of high quality. These young plants must be delicate if they are kept in the nursery. This poster is for an exhibition that Martin Hamish was directing, but it had nothing to do with Kew Gardens. This certificate belongs to Martin Hamish. He won a horticultural competition. A thesis written by Martin Hamish. A glasses case. It is empty. This area serves as Martin Hamish's office. An award presented to Martin Hamish for Best Grower of the Year. A master's degree diploma. It belongs to Martin Hamish. The seeds of plant species are stored here. The seeds of plants locked. Seed house. Open.
What a day you miss. You have some very beautiful plants here.
Oh, why, thank you, sir, and good day to you too. But
My name is Dr. John Watson.
And this is my good friend
Sherlock Holmes.
I am honored to make your acquaintance, gentlemen. My name is Margaret White. Excuse me, but I meet Sherlock Holmes, the great detective.
Yes, I am here.
What a pleasure to see you here at Kew Gardens. Are you working on a case?
If I ain't a bitch, you at the gate.
Yes, a theft of plants that took place here a few days ago after their most recent exhibition.
Oh yes, of course. I quite forgot about that.
Oh, it's quite understandable that you might forget about the theft of the plants, miss, after the tragedy that took place here.
Yes, the director was a truly good man. It is such a terrible misfortune.
Would you happen to know why part of the colonial collection was cleared?
No, I have never been there.
Do you work here?
Part-time only. I am a biology student at the London University. I attend some classes as the son of Mr. Montague Dunn. That is how I found my chance to work here for part of my thesis, you see. It is a great honour.
How well did you know Mr. Montague Dunn?
He was a master, a great leader. I saw him almost as a spiritual father.
He had an exceptional nature.
Oh yes, indeed. He was always so active and so optimistic. And very nice to me. Although he could behave harshly towards his son.
Why so?
He loved his son dearly and wanted the very best for him. It made him extremely demanding. Albert, who was naturally shy, suffered because of it.
Most of the doors in Kew Gardens are locked. Do you have a key to this room?
Oh, yes. Albert gave me a set of duplicate keys. He agreed I might carry out my studies without disturbing him. It is only temporary.
Thank you, miss. None of the 3 people who work at Kew Gardens know why half of the colonial collection is cleared. So, someone is lying. It is obvious.
Someone should take Toby for a walk. Have you found something interesting?
That is not the one. That is not the one. That is not the one. That is not the one I need. 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 That is not the one. That is not the That is not the one I need. That is not the That is not That is not the one I need. That is not the one I That is not the one I need. That is not That is not That is not That is That is not the That is not That is not the one. That is not the one. That is not the one I That is not That is not That The Divine Syndicate is not a supplier to Kew Gardens. Besides, there is no address here. That is not the one I need. That is not the one I need. That is not the That is not the one I need. That is not That is not That is not That is not the one I need. That is not That is not the one I need. That is not That is That is not That is not the one I need. That is not the one. That is not That is not That is not the one I need. That is not That is not That is not That is not the one I need. That is That is That is not That is not the one I need.
That is not the one I need. That is not the one. And here is the Divine Syndicate's address. Perfect. It is time to find out what they have against Montague Dunn.
Alright, so I'll do that when I come back.